Elias, you're fighting Sam Alvey here coming up in a couple weeks' time. There seems to be bad blood between you and Alvey. Going back on Twitter, what's the root of all this?
What's called the jerk called me out to a hair match. No, I'm kidding. There's no real bad blood. He's actually a nice dude. We're both professionals, and once we're in the cage, we're both going to try and knock each other's block off. With that being said, he called me out, and it didn't work in regards to originally when we were set to fight. Both had different opponents, and eventually kind of just came to fruition.
And this is the fight that you won here. Where do you think this fight takes you in the UFC?
It's called, again, back to my winning ways. My last fight was my first loss, but the silver lining with that is the fact that my opponent, my former opponent, he's on a tear right now. Just recently knocked out Nate Moracourt. I'm the only person in the last four or five fights that he's won to take it past the first round. So it shows that even when I win or lose, it's not going to be an easy fight. Right. And for me, just in regards to my own fighter esteem, right? Like, that was the first time I've ever lost a round. And with this one, I think Sam Alvey is a very game opponent. He's got more experience. He has 20 plus fights more than me. But with that being said, I think there's a diminishing returns in regards to his mileage. He recently broke his jaw in training, and with that, he also has a bum knee. I'm very creepy. I know everything about everyone.
How do you know all these?
Oh, so creepy. I would be the worst stalker girlfriend. Yeah, I'm like the worst girlfriend stalker. It's like, hey, who you been talking to? No, but I know he has a bum knee. I know he the left one to be specific. I know everything about him. That's how I kind of am. With him, he's, again, a very game opponent, but I think there's the difference is what's called chess versus checkers in regards to us. He just wants to stand and bang, and like I said, at the diminishing returns, what he's been really successful, he's a counter puncher, as most southpaws are. He wants you to come forward. And one of his podcasts, he even talked about how that bum knee, if someone took him down, he would have been like, the joke I said is actually inappropriate, but let's say, in replacing what I said, like a turtle, once he's on his back, he's screwed. So what's it called? You get what I'm saying? But long story short is the idea that he goes backwards and wants to bang it out. But as it's been shown, his last fight, which was his first knockout, loss to a very badass individual, Derek Brunson, the diminishing returns are starting to add on to him. The mileage, right? You can't. He loves to bang. He has a wrestling background. He's trains out in Dan Henderson, but he would say that he has a wrestling background, but he wrestled in college. But what does that really mean? There's a difference between someone that dabbled in it a bit and jumped into fighting, or there's a difference between Dan Henderson, who's an Olympian. Either way, he's got old man wrestling tricks, but I think there's many different opportunities because it's mixed martial arts to open up into different takedowns, pushing him against the cage, and honestly, outstriking him. He's coming with two weapons. He has fire in those, fireworks in those hands, left and right, but I come with 8 deadly weapons versus his 2.